Imagine you are a central banker in a small, developing nation. You have plenty of your own currency. You can print it whenever you want. But when you need to buy oil or grain or microchips, that local paper is useless. You need dollars. You go to the market to get them, but the door is locked. Not because the US stopped printing money, the Federal Reserve has printed trillions, but because those dollars never actually left the building. The world is currently trapped in a paradox. The US is flooded with cash, yet the global economy is suffocating from a dollar shortage. We are running out of the only currency that actually matters. To understand why, you have to stop thinking of the dollar as American money. Think of it as the operating system for the entire planet. If you're a company in South Korea selling to a buyer in Brazil, you don't trade in won or reais. You trade in dollars. This creates a massive, invisible ocean of currency called the Eurodollar Market. These are dollars held in banks outside the United States. They aren't regulated by the Fed. They aren't backed by the US Treasury. They are private ledger entries. For decades, this system worked on a simple promise. There would always be enough dollars to go around. But that promise was built on a foundation of cheap debt and infinite trust. When the global economy is booming, banks are happy to create these digital dollars. They lend, they leverage, and the liquidity flows. But when the world gets nervous, the gears seize up. Think of it like a game of musical chairs, where the music is played by the Federal Reserve. When the Fed raises interest rates to fight domestic inflation, they aren't just making it harder for Americans to buy houses. They are effectively vacuuming the operating system out of the rest of the world. The math is uncomfortable. Most of the world's debt is denominated in dollars. As the dollar becomes more scarce, it becomes more expensive. If you're a country with $1 billion in debt and the value of the dollar rises by 10%, your debt just grew by $100 million through no fault of your own. You have to sell more of your own currency to buy the dollars you owe. This devalues your money, spikes your local inflation, and makes you even more desperate for the very currency you can't find. This is the hidden mechanism of global power. The US exports its inflation, and the rest of the world imports the consequences. Publicly, we talk about trade wars and diplomatic tensions, but the reality is much more clinical. It's a liquidity trap. While politicians argue about borders, the real fight is happening in the plumbing of the global financial system. The irony is that the more the world tries to move away from the dollar, the more they realize how dependent they are on it. You can't just replace an operating system overnight when every file on every computer is written in that code. We are entering a period where the global economy is being forced to do more with less. The real dollars, the ones that move oil and feed nations, are retreating back to the safety of American shores. This leaves us with a chilling question. If the global engine is designed to run on a fuel that is intentionally being made scarce, what happens when the tank finally hits empty? And more importantly, who gets to decide who gets the last